Hey everybody, happy Tuesday and happy Tuesday tutorial. What we're going to do this week is we're going to focus on the techniques of hammer-ons and pull-offs to add to our arsenal of techniques that we're going to use for improvising. So a hammer-on is essentially exactly what you are saying is exactly what the title is. You are hammering on to a fretted note. You're not plucking it twice like that. It's kind of like a slur with wind instruments. So you have to give a nice, good tap on there when you are doing the hammer-on. Okay? So what we're going to do is we are going to take the C major scale that we did last week, and we're going to go up the scale by playing it all with hammer-ons instead of plucking every single string like we did last week. Okay? So hammer-on. So we pluck the open C string, and then we hammer on to the second fret on the third string. Then we pluck the E string open and fret down on, we hammer on down to the first fret. Then I'm going to do a little bit of a variation here because of the hammer-on technique. I'm going to slide up to the third fret and hammer on to the fifth fret on the E string. So let's go back a little bit. Open, hammer on, hammer on, hammer on, then hammer on. Okay, instead of plucking every string. Let's try that again. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, that's the technique of a hammer-on. So as you are experimenting this week, just create around that C major scale doing some hammer-ons. Now, let's add into the technique of pull-offs. Pull-offs are a little bit more tricky because you really have to have that skin on the tips of your fingers. Really, you get those calluses and then get that skin really, really strong there. Okay? So a pull-off is basically where you are pulling on the string and then going to, you're plucking it and pulling off. So as you can see here, that's a really fun technique too. So what we're going to do is we're going to go up the scale, up the C major scale with hammer-ons. But we're going to come back down the scale with pull-offs. See how I just did that? I pull on the string. Back again, or coming down. Okay. Now, once you, the scale is not the end-all. What we want to do is the scale is only giving us the idea of the notes that we can use to improvise and create. So what I want to do is we're going to go through just a couple ideas of things you can do, techniques with the hammer-on. One is to use your thumb and index finger and actually do a hammer-on and then follow it up with another string, another note. What I'm doing here is I'm hammering on to the C, to the D note, and then I'm playing the E, I'm plucking the E. That's pretty cool. Now, same thing you can do with pull-offs. So now you're using a couple notes in the scale, but you're doing something way more interesting with them. You can actually... Okay, hammer-ons and pull-offs used combined in conjunction with each other. Okay, pretty cool. Now, one of the things you can do is, which is a great technique, that the alternate C major scale we did last week, where we're using it on one string there, you can do all of that on a pull-off, which is really kind of cool. Really, really good strengthening technique. Now, I'm going to show you now how all this kind of works together. I'm going to make a loop here, and I'm just going to play in C major the C, F, and G7, and then I'm going to kind of show you how I put this all together with doing the techniques of the hammer-ons and pull-offs. Okay, here we go. Now, when you start a loop, for those of you that are getting into looping, you got to really feel the tempo before you step on the looper. And the main important part is if you're counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, that's when you step on the loop to start the recording. Let's give it a try. 2, 3, 4. Why is this doing this to me? Okay, sorry. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so hopefully that helps you, and we'll do a little bit more with that next week. That was kind of like a very condensed little lesson there on the hammer-ons and pull-offs, but I hope that helped you, and please let me know in the comments. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a couple different tempos of that chord progression for you to, at home, practice along with at different speeds, just you doing those techniques of the hammer-ons and pull-offs, all within that C major scale. Okay? Have a great week, everybody, and see you next week.